Hey guys, happy March 1st. We are officially a few weeks away from Ostara, so this is going to be a unboxing video of a tarot deck that, quite honestly, I never really expected I would end up with. But I'm going to kind of get into why I purchased it and what my purpose is for this. It just came probably about an hour ago, and I took the plastic wrap off of it, and this is my second time filming this, so I did take the plastic wrap off of the cards as well, so at least you don't have to see me fumble with that. But as you guys know, in my last video I had done a book review on a book called From Here to Eternity, and I did kind of go into my reasoning for wanting to read that book and why I was so drawn to it, but I'm going to elaborate a little bit more here. For those of you who have not read it, I highly recommend it, but in short, is basically about death customs from around the world, and that's something that I've been very fascinated in for a very long time. Sorry if you hear noises behind me, my cat is playing. And, you know, I've wanted to incorporate in my practice quite a bit just honoring the dead and working with the ancestors and working with spirits and having a connection with mediumship, because I have had that kind of going on for a really long time in my life, and I've been wanting to cultivate that. But for the last 6 years, I have slowly been incorporating ancestral and spirit work into my practice. But the other reason why I purchased this deck specifically was because while I was reading through that book, it had come to my embarrassing ignorance that Santa Muerte is female. And I'm not entirely sure what it was that really spoke to me about that discovery, but it invoked something. And I think just finding another death goddess was interesting to me. So I wanted to know more about her. And it's just one of those things where I'm drawn and I don't know why. And I know that happens a lot to us in our path as pagans specifically, but also as witches. And so I'm just kind of trying to entertain it. And I was a little concerned because I was wondering how fleeting it was. But this deck seems very captivating. So, and the other reason why I purchased this deck was because I wanted to have something that I could specifically use, hi Luna, for spirit work, mediumship, ancestral work, and shadow work. And after looking through reviews of this deck, there were certain things about it that I definitely felt were very appropriate for that. And I really love the idea of having certain decks for certain things too, and I try to use my decks for, sorry, Luna's trying to climb on me, for specific reasons as well, and give each of them a purpose and each of them, you know, love, basically. So, now I'm just going to kind of dive into the deck so you guys can see. As you know, with any deck reviews I don't show every single card. I like to keep some of the mystery. If you guys ever purchase a deck, she is so determined. It's mostly just because I really like that experience when I'm looking through a deck for the first time, taking in every card and kind of losing myself in the artwork and the imagery. So I don't want to rob anybody of that, basically, is that. But if I ever showcase a deck and you guys want me to do an additional video where, really, cat, come on, where I really kind of go through every card and deep dive into it, I'm more than happy to do that. But I would probably disclose that I will be sharing each card, and you know. So I think this deck has been out since about fall of 2017, and I know when it initially came out, it had, I think, 1987 special releases of a coffin box of it, which was really cool looking. But to me, you know, it's a box, it's whatever. So I like this, and I think it's beautiful. So, once again, this is the Santa Muerte Tarot, and it is illustrated by Fabio Listrani and published by Lo Scarabaro. I have one other of Lo Scarabaro's decks, and it is called Tarot de la Nuit, which is Tarot of the Night. It's kind of a gothic, mystical deck. I haven't done a review on it yet. I've actually had it since October, and I probably should do a walkthrough of that one as well, but it's very pretty. And it is one of my darker decks, I guess you could say. But Lo Scarabaro, their decks seem, I mean, this one seems pretty similar in its construction to Tarot de la Nuit. Sorry for the noise, that is my son playing in his room. So, yeah, the box, really pretty. It's got this top part that you just pull off. The only other deck that has been on my wish list that's pretty similar to this, and I've wanted the other one that I'm about to mention for about a year now, is the Marigold Tarot, and I will probably use it for the same purpose. It's so pretty. But hopefully, you know, someday I'll be able to purchase that one too. So this is the guidebook. It is pretty thin, and it's pretty compact. It's Lo Scarabaro's guidebooks, as far as I can tell from the two decks that I own by this publisher, they're exactly the same in the sense of their construction. And then it has English, Italian, French, Spanish, Portuguese, Russian, and Chinese. So, and then it kind of goes into the artist and a little bit about Santa Muerte Tarot specifically and its purpose. But the one thing that was really interesting to me is in each of these sections where it talks about each of the cards, after the general meaning, it has a advice from the dead section, which I thought was really cool. And then back here there is a tarot spread that looks like a Ouija board. So I really want to try that. That seems very interesting. But yeah, so that's the guidebook. And then cards. So just put this. Is that upside down? Alright. The backs of the cards are really pretty. You can see they've got these sugar skulls and these gorgeous flowers. I love the color scheme. Also, sorry for the glare. And I'm going to apologize in advance because my camera probably will not focus as well as I would like, and I'm probably going to end up fighting with it most of this video. But I couldn't exactly use my cell phone today. My cell phone's low on battery, and I need to actually spend some time this evening clearing off some space on my phone. So we're using my webcam. But yes, so I apologize for the glare and the lack of the horrible autofocus, but this is what we got to work with today. These cards are very glossy. They are standard tarot size. This is the just extra card. Every time I get these in a deck, I'm either tempted to use them as bookmarks or use them in my book of shadows. But yeah, that's what it looks like. It's pretty. Hopefully I can combat that that glare there as best I can. So again, I'm not going to go through the whole deck, as you guys know, so I'll just pull out the cards that kind of call to me and what I really want to show off. So there's the Magician. Let's see if I can, oh, yep, there, oh, come on. As soon as I turn to like combat that glare, oh, there we go. Nope. Are you kidding me? I don't know how well you can see him, but he's really mystical. Like he's got a crystal ball, and then he has tons of candles up on his sombrero here, and he has a bone in his hand, and then he's got cups and stuff in front of him, and then you see this really cool hand carving down here with the palmistry and whatnot. all the symbols and the eye. It's really cool. Also, it says will carved into it. That's interesting. Oh, the High Priestess. Oh, look at this card. Oh, please do this card justice. Camera. Come on. Look at that. That is so gorgeous. I'm not even really sure what is so captivating about it to me, but it is just, it's mystical and just gorgeous. The other thing I was going to mention is this deck is kind of borderless, kind of not, as you can see. For me, I think it depends on the deck for my preference of borderless or not. Some decks are really pretty with borders, and some decks are really pretty without borders. So I know some people are very specific about it, but me, it just depends. The one thing I had noticed in my searching through the reviews of this deck is that the Emperor and the Empress put together make a whole picture. That's really kind of cool. I love the Empress. That card has just been something that's one of those cards that I'm really drawn to. And this was another one I absolutely love. Just, oh, look at this card. I saw this in the reviews as well, and I was like, holy crap, this card. Oh, please just focus. There we go. Look at the Hierophant. He's got a Ouija board. Oh my gosh. I love every bit of this. It's so cool. Let's see. Let's flip through. There's the Hermit. This is my card for the year. And then, oh, look at the Wheel of Fortune. There's this, like, duality here that is just captivating. Come on. There we go. That is so pretty. It's really cool. And Justice is my card for this month. If I can, oh, that is so awesome. There's so much little nuances of symbolism too in each of these cards, which is interesting. The Hangman kind of takes you back a little bit. It's just like, oh, whoa. And there is the Death card is Santa Muerte. I think she's very beautiful. I know some people probably wouldn't describe her as beautiful, but I really think that she is. And then the Devils. I always get interested in each depiction of the devil in the decks, in various decks. Here is the Tower. It's kind of reminiscent of a M.C. Escher painting. And this is the Star. This is my astrological card as an Aquarius. I am an Aquarius Sun and a Cancer Moon with Leo rising. That was really cool. Oh, the moon. I'm a moon baby, as you guys know. I just said it. My moon sign is Cancer, so I'm very drawn to the moon. I work with the moon. It's a big part of my practice, so I always love the moon cards in almost every single deck. But this one is just haunting. Like, look at that. That is just so... But I love it. I love everything about it. Like, I just think it's so cool. And then the other interesting thing about this deck... Hold on, let me pick up the minor or major arcana here. Is the aces and the tens are all done in a kind of specific way. So there's the Ace of Cups. And then the tens are really cool. They are all butterflies or moths with kind of these bones and interesting structures. There's the Ace of Pentacles. I wasn't sure how I would feel about this deck, to be perfectly honest. I was a little bit worried, as I said, that it would be a fleeting thing. Because sometimes I can get focused on something and then you know, lose interest in it. But this deck is really pulling me in. It's just there's something about it, and I don't even really fully know how to describe what it's making me feel. It's making me feel a lot, and I don't even really know, honestly. And that's the thing, is that this whole experience so far with this has been hard for me to describe. Oh, the Seven of Wands is kind of cool. Just a different image that you wouldn't really expect here. My goodness, we got glare, we got poor autofocus, we just got... As a person who is an aspiring photographer, this is just not doing it for me. There we go. So, oh yeah, the Nine of Wands is very pretty too. That's cool. Let's look at this scythe, just hacking away at these plants. Wow. And there's the Ten of Wands. The court cards are really cool too. You can see there's the King of Wands. The Ace of Swords. I'm always interested in how the Three of Swords is depicted in each deck too, because I see the Three of Swords actually quite a bit in, it seems to be a favorite of a lot of people as a card, and I've actually seen it tattooed on some people, and or at least the traditional Rider-Waite with the swords going through the heart. Oh, here's the swords one for the Ten of Swords. This card, every single time I get the Ten of Swords, I'm always like, oh crap, what's going to happen now? You know, we always have those cards that are just like, oh man, what's that? What's going to happen? So, that is the Muerte Tarot, and I have to say, I am really captivated by it. There's just something about it. I don't really even fully understand it quite yet, which is interesting to me, and once I work with it more and work with the purpose that I have intended for it, maybe I will do a video kind of touching back on my experiences with it. And you know, this is something that I really want to explore. It's something that I'm very called to. So so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that this was interesting to see this deck. It's definitely a work of art. It's really stunning. The only other thing that I quickly wanted to say is that yesterday I was actually reorganizing my space behind me here, and I was reorganizing my bookshelf and moving my shelves around, and tonight I hope to set up my Ostara altar. So I will probably do a video walking through all that for you guys. I know I really enjoy seeing people's sacred spaces and seeing how they change and evolve and stuff too, so I figured that may be something you guys might enjoy seeing. And yeah, that's all I've got for you right now. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. It is Friday, Freya's day. I love my girl Freya. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video on the Santa Muerte Tarot by Fabio Listrani. Blessed be, guys.